More than 60 years after their infamous escape from Alcatraz, new age progression images reveal what three fugitives still on the run could look like today. This is a case that has fascinated the country for decades. In 1962, the three men escaped from the prison through a tunnel, and they have never been seen again. If they made it off that island and they are still alive, the men would now be in their 90s. Michael Dyke is a retired supervisory deputy U.S. Marshal who has been looking into this case for years and joining us live tonight. I call it a fascinating case. It's captivating. 60 years, though, is a long time, as you know, Michael, to go by. Do you think that these fugitives are still out there? They're still alive?
It's not very likely that they are. Even at their advanced age, there's not likely if they lived through the escape that they would be alive. But I'm more of the opinion that they didn't make it through that whole first night. There's always a chance they did, but I still don't think they really did just because of all the other factors involved.
So walk us through what leads you to believe that they never made it out of the water.
Well, they kind of left at the worst time possible. I have all the ocean currents charts from that evening, and it shows in right about 15, 20 minutes before they actually probably got in the water, the tidal currents from the bay were actually starting to head out to the ocean, and they were going out at an ever-increasing rate up until about midnight. So I'm estimating they got into the water around 10:30 p.m. So it's like an hour and a half of increasing currents taking them out to under the Golden Gate. And then it started to slow down at about midnight, but they were still going out to the ocean for 3 more hours after that. So it's not very likely they were able to make landfall inside the bay.
It is believed they were on sort of a makeshift raft made up of raincoats. I mean, could they have survived on a floating device such as that, kind of pieced together by material that barely floats?
Yeah, it's possible. There's been a couple other people who tried to duplicate that. But if you're going to make a makeshift raft out of raincoat material in a makeshift workshop, it's not going to be very watertight or seaworthy. So one of the three of them would have had to keep probably constantly inflating that raft while the other two are paddling. And more than likely, once they got into the water, they probably would have found out the raft wasn't taking them where they wanted to go. They might have probably abandoned it and tried to swim, and they'd still be in the same situation of being pulled out towards the ocean.
Is it correct, though, a raft was found around that time on the shore on the opposite side of where the island was, and there was also a car that went missing and that had been stolen that night?
Yeah, so those are things that were reported that evening or that day. Actually, the next day they were reported. The raft that was supposedly reported the next day was actually turned out to be some pallets that were washed ashore on Angel Island. It was initially reported as a raft because they had a helicopter circling around, and the helicopter spotted it. And then at that point, they put out a CHP BOLO, which is a be on the lookout alert for other law enforcement, and they put that note inside of there that the raft was likely found on Angel Island. But that wasn't, it turned out to be just some pallets. And as far as the car missing, that was reported a day or two later by someone that the car ran off the road, and they said it was occupied by at least 2 people, and they thought it could be that, and they said it might have been stolen from Marin County, but there's actually no way right now to go back and double check all that because all those records have been purged. So there's no way to double check everything that happened from that.
6 decades. I think part of the fascination, Michael, is the way that they escaped. I mean, right, it was a years-long plan. They had this workshop. They used body doubles to fool the guards. They dug themselves out. They had that raft that you talked about. Do you believe they were in contact with anyone on the outside who may have tried to help them, not only with the plan, but if they were able to get across the water? Have you ever uncovered any links to people on the outside?
I haven't uncovered any solid links. The only correspondence we ever could verify is just stuff between them and their family. And that's just done by, there's a mail list showing when letters are received and when letters are mailed out. There's always, everybody comes up with these things, oh, well, they probably communicated through someone else. I mean, and you can go on all day, what if, what if, what if. The FBI was very, very thorough when they investigated this back in 1962. And they went through, they left no stone unturned, and they couldn't find any correspondence with anyone that could have assisted with the escape.
Yet the case is not cold. It was reopened in 2018. Finally, there was a letter in 2013, someone claiming to be one of the escaped inmates asking for medical attention and some aid. Did anything ever come of that?
Yeah, I looked into that myself, and we did some forensic stuff on the letter. And first of all, none of the handwriting matched even close to any of the three escapees. Not even nearly close. There was nothing similar. There's some other stuff we did to it too, for forensic examination. So you can't really say it came from them. And then other people would say, well, he had somebody write it for him. So you can go, like I said, we can go what if on everything on this. It comes right down to it. Some of the factual stuff that was written in the letter, through a lot of research on my end, that letter came in when I was before I retired. So I looked into that quite a bit. And nothing panned out on any of it. None of the information that was listed could be traced back to anything. They were marking, someone dying in Alexandria, Virginia at a certain time. Probably Morris, I think they said on that letter. And there's nothing indicating anybody of that approximate age even was died or buried in Alexandria. So I backtracked everything you can track on that thing, and there's nothing that panned out.
Well, it sounds like your investigative work has been thorough, but the mystery remains as to where they went that night. Michael Dyke, we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Marnie.
Good to talk to you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.